Welcome to the second half of the episode about mixing your beats and preparing them for sale on social media. And this time we're going to talk about compression and adding some effects to your music. For my mixes, I usually like to start with the rhythm. I love to start with the percussions, and now we're going to get straight to the kick. In this case, I'm using this kick and we already have side compression. So what did I do? I sent it straight to bus number 12 and I added a compression. I created my own preset. Right here, as you can see, it's a very short attack. It's a very long release, but the knee as well is very short. The trick to making a proper sidechain compression is to send the main channel kick to bus number 13 and the bus number 12 to 13 as well. So that now when you're controlling bus number 13, you have an overall control of the kick. As you can see, I'm controlling both channels on bus number 13. Now, I'm going to go straight to the 808 and I'm going to add a sidechain compression. A sidechain compression which is sent to bus number 9. And I added my own preset which I created a long time ago, and this preset is basically zero attack, a long release, a knee, and a heavy ratio of compression. I'm gonna sidechain this compression to bus number 12. So this is also gonna dance around with the kick. Now let's hear what it sounds like. Once the kick comes in, this compression will start to work. Boom. As you can see, it's dancing in between -10 and -5, which is the ideal place to have your compression working for an 808 along with the kick. I would like my 808 to sound very clearly no matter what device and no matter what speaker. So I'm gonna also add another effect, another bus effect on bus number 19, where I'm gonna add a pedal board. The pedal board is a basic stock plugin that comes with Logic Pro, and it gives you a little bit of distortion on your instrument. So in this case, the 808 is gonna have some distortion. As you can see, I put my mix at about 50%. I put the levels a little bit low, and I put the monster fuzz as about -17 dB. We have an overall control over the distortion of the 808. That's gonna allow your 808 to sound clear throughout any speaker. Now that I have a good low end, I would like to move on with the other percussions. So I have a clap, I have a hi-hat. On the clap, I'm gonna use the same sidechain technique, which is sending my compressor on bus number 8. I'm using a simple stock preset, the drum mix one, and I'm gonna send the main channel. I'm gonna send my main clap channel to bus number 7. On bus number 7, I'm also gonna send bus number 8 to bus number 7, so that on bus number 7 I have a total control of my clap. Now let's hear how that sounds. Without the clap, sidechain compression, and with the sidechain compression clap. So as you can see, it's a much fatter clap, and it allows you to really feel the rhythm of the beat. On the hi-hats, I won't add any compression. I will just put a simple tremolo that allows it to dance around in the mix from left to right. I added a lot of depth too, so that it can be very wide. That's what I'm trying to look for. So once the hi-hat comes in, it starts to dance around throughout the whole beat. I'm finished with my rhythm. Now I'm gonna move on to the melodies. Here we have the Vox loop and the Vox loop low. In this case, I added a compressor directly on the main channel. This allows me to have a more dynamic compression of the Vox. And I'm gonna do the same setting for both Vox loops. Now on the main loop, I'm gonna also add a compression directly, but I'm gonna sidechain this compression to bus number 12, which is the kick compressor. So here you can see we have a very basic setting. We have a very low attack, we have a very low release, and it's gonna dance around with the kick, which means the kick becomes central to the whole mix. This allows the kick to be the main part of your beat, and that's what's gonna drive the rhythm throughout the whole song. So the main loop, the Vox loop, and the synth loop is gonna get some effects. I'm gonna also add a compressor on the synth loop so that we can have a little bit tighter feel to it, and it's also going to be sidechained to the bus number 12, which is the sidechain compressor of the kick. Now we have both instruments dancing along with the kick. We can have a very effective beat that's gonna sound good on any device. Also, to complete my mixing, I'm gonna add some effects. All right, on the main loop, the Vox loop, and the synth loop, they are all going to be sent on a bus number 16. And on this bus number 16, I'll put a reverb. This reverb is good because if you're using one bus for one reverb, you're basically using the same effect for all of the instruments. And that's also gonna save some CPU usage during your mix. As you can see, I use an aggressive tail, so it's a basic preset found in the plugin, and you can also set it however you want. So the spread can be very high or very low. I tend to use a very low spread, and of course we can use the volume here to actually modulate the amount of wetness you're gonna hear with this reverb. Just to add a little final touch, we can also send a bus number 15 for the delay on the synth loop. So on the synth loop, we can hear a slight delay that I added with a stock plugin called the Delay Designer. And here we have a very slow pan right here, just easing out throughout the song. It's always good to add a little bit of reverb because it's gonna give more depth to the song and it's gonna make it sound more complete. So that's about it. Always start with sidechain compression on your percussion, and then you can add compression on the instrument's channel directly. Another tip, use bus channels to add effects because it's gonna save CPU usage. And the last tip, use bus channels for effects such as reverb and delay. This will save you a lot of time, and it's also gonna save you a lot of CPU as you're mixing and it gets heavy. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and don't forget to like and share. See you next week.